Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. This is my Game Week 11 review and a Game Week 12 preview. So my Game Week 11 review, this is what happened to me. Average 62, I only got 56 points. A bit shambles, yeah. Bit bad, but what can I say? I haven't been as good this year as I have last year so far, but there's always time to progress. So this week, I thought Bruno Fernandes was a good captain option. Little did I know he played 45 minutes. There was always the time when Bruno Fernandes was going to get dropped because they were thinking that we got a big game in midweek against Leipzig. We want to rest our main man, but they had to bring him on in the second half. Luckily, he got an assist, 2 bonus points, got me 12 points. Son, 13 points, got a goal and an assist, 2 bonus points, clean sheet. He was excellent. Watched a bit of the game. He scored an absolute brilliant goal. Played the ball to Harry Kane on the counter attack and got an assist for another. Jota sadly only played 17 minutes against his old club Wolves and didn't score. It's a shame. Werner, assist against Leeds, seems to be getting a lot of assists. Look at this. He's got an assist there, another assist there, a goal there, a goal there. I'm saying they got lots of assists, but he has. Wait for it, really. Look, 1 assist, nothing. No. He had loads of assists, this lad. Look, 1 assist, 2 assists, 3 assists, 4 assists. 4 assists in 11 games for a striker. I thought he had more than that, but anyway, it's alright. Pretty decent. Vardy, luckily, look at Jamie Vardy. Got me 3 bonus points, a goal. Got a yellow card, but not to worry. Scored the last minute winner against Sheffield United. Brilliant. Got me some points there. Fixtures next week are Brighton. So, Calvert, we'll go on to in a minute about what I'm going to do for the next game week, okay? So, I thought I'd jump it all into one video rather than making 2 separate ones, because this video isn't that interesting if I don't talk about the next game week. Calvert-Lewin got a goal and more points. So, you think about the attacker line, pretty much everyone returned. Even Robson got clean sheet. It was just what let me down was lots of people captained other players and also had better game weeks in the senses of they maybe had more attackers. Missing Grealish this week, he would have been some good points. Lamptey, 1 point, measly. Taylor, 2. Kilman, I'm going to have to get him out sooner than later because he's not playing for Wolves at the moment. But, because Grealish is coming back next week, I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to play a back 3 and then 4 in midfield and 3 up top, but I'll show you what I'm going to do in a second. Robertson, clean sheet. He was absolutely excellent. I watched him. He was up and down, brilliant. And then you might think, is he worth it? Yeah, he probably is, but I'm not going to take him out anytime soon anyway. So for next game week, I'm going to swap out Bruno Fernandes, bring in Salah. For Bruno Fernandes, Man City, Salah had for them. You never know. Salah looks like an easier fixture, so I thought may as well. And then I'm going to drop Werner to Danny Ings. Danny Ings back from injury, scored against Brighton the other night, and he plays Sheffield United. Okay, so I thought, looks like a reasonable fixture. Yes, I'm going to have to take a -4, I know. But I'm thinking Bruno Fernandes and Werner. Werner has Everton, Fernandes has City, Salah has Fulham, Ings has Sheffield United. Arguably, you never know what's going to happen this weekend, but the 2 worst defences in the Premier League. So I thought maybe if I captain Salah, get some points, and then Danny Ings. So I would play Robertson, Taylor and Lamptey at the back. Of course, McCarthy in goal. Son, Salah, Jota, Grealish in midfield. Ings, Vardy, Calvert-Lewin. And then that's what I'm going to do for next week. And then in future weeks, I'm probably going to bring back in Bruno Fernandes because he's like Man United's main man. Which means I probably would have to take out either Salah or Jota. And then I could almost drop Vardy to a really cheap player and upgrade Jota to Bruno Fernandes. It depends. Yes, you could do. You could maybe drop Jota to Ward-Prowse. Vardy to a player similar price to Jota. So who are we looking at? Maybe Shea Adams, or if we would just do a little test here, we could probably bring in for around 6.8 million. You could bring in Callum Wilson's a good shout. Bamford, that's a good player out there. Watkins, Adams, there are options as you can tell. And then once I have that, then I could upgrade Jota to Fernandes. But that's weeks ahead. Let's concentrate on what's happening this week. So captain options. Salah. Potentially with Fulham. I think he's probably going to be a very good captain this week, and probably a lot of people are going to choose him as captain considering he has Fulham. So that's probably my captain option. And then you could always go with Son. Crystal Palace. I know they won 5 on the other week, but you never know. The way Son's turning at the moment, he should perform well, looks like. Outsiders, Danny Ings coming back from injury. I know, he looks like he's destined to start. And Sheffield United, you never know. Could be a good points haul there with Danny Ings. Calvert-Lewin, I wouldn't necessarily. Grealish is playing Wolves. Grealish is weird one because some weeks he's excellent and gets points. Other weeks he's always excellent for Villa pretty much, but some weeks he doesn't get any points because of course don't finish chances or doesn't create much. But other weeks he just looks like one of the best players in the Premier League. And then of course he's going to be on the bench. Jota, why I'm leaving Jota in. You might think, oh, why don't you downgrade Werner to a cheap striker like that probably won't even play, or maybe we'll just play. I'm gonna have Bruno Fernandes and Salah. Because I'm thinking Danny Ings, Salah and Jota. It's better having 3 players, 2 who you know are going to probably start, and then Jota might come on or he might start, than having 2. So rather having Bruno Fernandes and Salah and then some little cheap striker, best to have vary it out because Danny Ings is very good, and I want to bring him back into my team. And maybe just in the future play with Calvert-Lewin and Danny Ings up top in the 2, and then have Bruno Fernandes, Grealish, Salah, Son, maybe another midfielder in there. Maybe you drop the defence and have just a really strong midfield, a weaker defence, like a cheap defence, and then just those 2 up top, or even narrow it down to 1 in the future based on form. But it's all based on form because players could drop in form, have a dip, and then I wouldn't change them out after a week or 2. I'd give them a couple of game weeks. But when it starts to get where they're consistent, like I took Aubameyang out because I was thinking he's just consistently not contributing to goals, so it's best to take him out. You can only go so long before it's enough and you have to swap them out. So that's my preview to game week 12. Potential options you could bring in that could look good for game week 12. Southampton players with Sheffield United, but I wouldn't look at the Southampton's next fixtures, Arsenal and then Man City. So I'm not necessarily saying you should bring in any Southampton players for constant game weeks, but you never know. Calvert-Lewin, Leicester and Chelsea, and then Jamie Vardy. He's got Brighton and Everton, so he could always be a good player to bring in. Grealish, Wolves, Burnley, so maybe Jack Grealish could be a good player to bring in. Son, I just think I'm going to have Son. If I bring in the Salah, I think I'm going to keep Son and Salah. I'm going to keep all the players, like the big ones, until they maybe go on 3 or 4 games without contributing to anything. I mean, not even an assist. And then the likes of El Neni, well, I don't know, because he's not impact sub. Same with Kilman, I'll have to change him in weeks to come. But that's what my Game Week 11 preview would be. That's what my team. So if we just discard these transfers and we go to pick team, and just imagine, okay? Imagine that Salah, and imagine we bring Grealish in for Kilman, okay? And Bruno Fernandes is Salah, Werner's Ings, okay? So I'd have Salah as captain, there, and then see where Werner is. I wouldn't have Werner, I'd have Danny Ings. And then vice captain, I don't know, probably chuck it on Vardy or Ings. And then I'd play McCarthy, Robertson, Taylor, Lamptey, Leicester away, Arsenal at home. Arsenal, they're a weird one. They look like they create chances when they go forward, but they never put anything away. But you never know with Burnley. Some days Burnley turn up at exceptional performance. Other days turn up like Man City and concede 5. Lamptey, he'll be staying in because Leicester, and I think Lamptey's in there for the long run, owned by 11.3% of the game. Not a huge amount, but not a small amount. And look at his fixtures coming up in the next game weeks. He's got Fulham, Sheffield United, Brighton, West Ham. So I'm thinking, look, decent fixtures, could get attacking returns. Brighton could keep clean sheets. Southampton keeper, he's cheap. Keep him in, and he plays every week. I think it's not too much to worry about keeper because McCarthy gets a lot of save points. So if they're under the cosh and making save after save after save, that's also good, even though they might not be keeping many clean sheets. Robertson, I might get rid of in the future just to make money for a stronger midfield, but he's always a good player to have. Son, I think, look, 58.5% of the game have Son, and 61.8 have Dominic Calvert-Lewin. They're really highly owned players, but I can understand why, because they're being very consistent. Vardy's 29.8, Not as, but anything above 20 is very highly owned, to be honest with you. Timo Werner, 22.7. Grealish, 38. Jota, 29. Taylor's only 3, but I'm thinking if we drop Robertson down to a cheap one, and I'm thinking you could have a cheap back line and then a strong midfield, and then maybe a slightly weaker strike force, not a weak one, but not having like Kane, Vardy, or there's other players in there, because midfield is where you're going to get most of your points from, because they get 5 points for a goal rather than 4, because the strikers get 4 points for a goal. This week you could almost bring in, I don't know, maybe a Man City asset, because they have Man United, and you're not really too sure how Man United are defensively at the moment. Same with Man City though, so it's a risky bringing out Bruno Fernandes, but I wouldn't do swap Bruno Fernandes to De Bruyne or De Bruyne to Fernandes. That's a bit silly at the moment. But West Brom next, Southampton, they look quite good fixtures, so I hope to bring Kevin De Bruyne in. 24.1% owned by the game, not that high. And then if we go back to Bruno Fernandes, he's owned by 41%, of course. Highly owned player. But so this is what I'm looking to do, as I said at the start of the video, for next week, for this weekend's fixture. Sorry. I'm thinking to myself, we'll see how the Champions League goes in midweek. We'll see what players get arrested. I don't think Liverpool play any of their strong players, because they're already guaranteed to go through, and they're already guaranteed to be top of the group. And then we'll see for the others, and then make my transfers on Friday night. This week is the first game at 8 o'clock, so make sure you make your transfers on Friday, okay? Don't think I'll wait till Saturday morning like you usually do, because you'd be screwed. The game week would have already started, wouldn't it? So alright guys, that is my game week 12 preview and my game week 11 review. I hope you enjoyed. Put in the comment section below who your captain is going to be for this week. There is a variety of options, not necessarily many of the big guns, but there's a range of options to choose from. And then, yeah, put that in the comments below, and then any questions or queries about my team or your team or what to do, put in the comments below, and I'll try and answer as many as I can. I usually answer all of them because I don't get that many. The more I get, the more I'll answer. Anyway, like and subscribe as well if you like the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.